You know, a few weeks ago, someone gifted me a book, and I thought at first, this book? Really? Another book to add to my stack of books? But there was something inside of me, Reverend Phil, that pulled me to this book. And as I began to read this book, I realized this book could have had my name all over it because it was me and what I was facing, and I realized it was so transformational. And I said, wow, I want to share this with our congregation. And gosh, I hope Reverend Phil likes this book too.
Yeah, so then you shared it with me and asked me if I'd read it as a possibility for this fall book program, and I loved it. You know, I thought too it was very transformational, and it was so appropriate for what so many people are dealing with today, and feeling like we're too busy and we don't have time for ourselves. So, you know, I think in the sense of, you know, having it be a part of our ability to slow down and know ourselves more as human beings rather than as human doings, I just thought it was really I think it's a great time for this book.
And I agree, a great time for it, a great time for me, hopefully a great time for our congregation and you.
Yeah.
And what I've noticed, Reverend Phil, is that, you know, my busyness is good busyness.
Yes.
I mean, it's, you know, it's serving God. It's good busyness.
Yeah, right.
And at the same time, I realized that I can use busyness to hide out with. I can use busyness to keep from really doing some of the transformational work. And so this really hit home for me. Oh my gosh.
Well, you know, there's this old saying that the best place to hide from yourself is in service work.
Yes.
And I think there's a whole bunch of people that can relate to that. I know I can.
Well, and again, I think, you know, I'm certainly not saying don't do service work.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And you're not either.
Right.
But it's like keep that balance in our life so that the important things in my life are truly in the center of my life.
Yes.
And not on the edges of my life.
Absolutely. I thought I might just share with you a little bit of what Shauna wrote as an introduction to her book. She says, live a life of meaning and connection instead of pushing for perfection. She says, a few years ago, I found myself exhausted and isolated, my soul and body sick. I was tired of being tired, burned out and busy. And it seemed almost everyone I talked with was in the same boat, longing for connection, meaning, depth, but settling for busy. I am a wife, mother, daughter, sister, friend, neighbor, writer. And I know all too well that settling feeling. But over the course of the last few years, I've learned a way to live marked by grace, love, rest, and play, and it's changing everything. Present over perfect is an invitation to this journey that has changed my life. I'll walk this path with you, a path away from frantic pushing and proving, and toward your essential self, the one that you were created to be before you began proving and earning for your worth. I know that I know for myself that I've dealt with this feeling or this, I think, old decision that I'm only loved for what I do, not for who I am. I think Shauna mentions that, talks about that in the book, and I think that's just one that so many of us deal with.
Yes, and I'm excited about offering it to our congregation, and we begin offering this in our Sunday services on Sunday, September the 30th. And there are other ways to participate, such as the Ministers Book Group on Thursday mornings at 10:30, or
some of the small groups that we have really meeting all over the Twin Cities. You could sign up to be part of a small group, and it's such a wonderful thing to be part of a small group when you're working on a study like this.
yes, I've participated in those before, and that you get to know people. It becomes more than just the studying of the book. It's really about creating new relationships. And also, if, you know, for those, we also offer a self-study. If you just want to come and do that self-study, we offer that as well.
Absolutely. You could just have the book. You could just come to Sunday services. You could, like you say, just read the book and study yourself. But, you know, hopefully many people will also join with other people because it's so rewarding to have that small group experience.
I love it. I love it. And we also have a celebration planned on the last Sunday. We're coming together as a community to share a meal off-site. And so I think it will be a great book. I think people have already started reading it, tell me the wonderful feedback on it. So I really want to invite you to join in us, and be a part of us as during this 5-week book study. We began on Sunday, September the 30th. Either myself or Reverend Phil or Reverend Jeanette or one of the other ministers will provide a lesson, and then you go into your small groups and discuss that lesson.
Absolutely. I invite you to.